All right, I'm trying to adjust some of the lighting here. Okay, I don't really sleep. Y'all know that. For those of you who know, I don't really sleep. So, um, just couldn't lay down for a while, whatever. So I got up, had to because I love watching YouTube videos and was just rummaging through stuff, shoot, the hell, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine stuff, some of the most dangerous trees in the world, whatever. And then happened to come across this video from Abba and Preach, who I really like these guys. And this video they posted a couple of months ago. Um, some of their other videos, because they do a lot of the videos dealing with between men and women, and equality and that kind of stuff and everything. Um, and this has been a topic that has been on my mind since I was in junior high. I used to watch, Donahue and all of those, those talk shows. And as I pointed out in one of my other previous videos, would read Red Book and Cosmo and things, of what women want, and what men need to be more open and talk about, and all the stuff that women used to complain about, like all the time on every damn talk show growing up. They still complain about the same shit today, but definitely on every freaking talk show growing up. Oh, men are not as open, men need to be more, they need to communicate more, and I mean, yeah, I mean, growing up, I saw, I mean, the way that my mother raised us, me and my brothers, to, as I've pointed out in numerous videos, treat a woman like a queen. Unless she acts like a bitch, then you treat her like a bitch. Other than that, you definitely always be a gentleman, always treat a woman with respect, unless she basically kind of screws up that respect and everything else. Because the way my mom felt is women were literally the most evil thing on the planet, is the way my mom felt. Still treat a woman with respect, but she was like, hell no, there are definitely all those bitches out there who are evil as shit. And just from the lessons I learned from my mom and just seeing everything firsthand. I mean, yeah, I had a lot of male chauvinist friends, ton of asshole friends. Pretty much most of my male friends were fucking dogs. I mean, they used to try to give me advice. Every time I would always have girlfriends. I always had girlfriends. Love being, as I pointed out in one of my other videos, I love being in relationships. I've always just loved being in a relationship. My friends, it was during high school, around junior year. So we're talking, 87, 87, 88, somewhere around there, around that time. Um, we're out one of my friend's apartment around Ocean View, and we're all sitting outside. We had just partied. It was his apartment. He had gotten an inheritance from his dad dying, and we're all sitting outside. And it was like, yo, Mark, I'm just curious. Why do you date girls? I mean, we had just had a party. We're a bunch of teens, but one of our friends had his own apartment. He was, so it was like, so we're all partying, even though we were all underage and everything else. One of our friends was emancipated and had his own place. So we're all underage, but fuck it, we're partying. And so my girlfriend couldn't be there. That's a long other story. I love this girl to death, but she couldn't be there. And So she wasn't there, but there were a lot of girls there at the party, and hung out, had a good time, didn't do anything. This was one of the days. Um, Even though back then I did drink, I didn't drink that often. I mean, when I did drink, of course, playing quarters and everything else and stuff, drank with everybody else. But the majority of the time, I did not drink. And this was one of those days. Plus, a lot of bullshit. There was always bullshit happening with my friends, because they were pretty much dogs. So there was always like fights and stupid shit. And as I pointed out in other videos, I was like the parent, even though I'm the same age as everybody else. I was like the parent of everybody. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't drink as much, is because one of us had to be the fucking, smart one and sober one. And so I always had to be the sober one all the fucking, I didn't have to be, but I chose to be. And this particular night, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember there was some fucking drama that happened. And so the next morning, we're all sunrise, we're sitting outside on the porch, and I think it was Rich. He turns around and he ends up asking me, because there were girls at the party, a lot of girls. I mean, hell, you got teenagers having their own fucking place. I mean, so there's gonna be a ton of girls. But he ends up asking me, I'm just curious, why do you have a girlfriend? And I was like, now, mind you, my friends did not really like her. For one, she was a chunky girl. She was absolutely gorgeous, a voice like an angel. I fell in love with this girl by her voice. As I pointed out in other videos, I've been in music my entire life. I've been performing and singing my entire life. My first time on TV was when I was 5. So I love music, love singing, pay attention to, I love all types of real music. Real music. So most hip hop, most rap, I don't fucking like. Um, anyway, fell in love with this girl by the sound of her voice. My boy were upstairs hanging out and just heard this voice. Thought it was a recording, thought it was a professional artist, whoever it was. And come to find out that, holy shit, it was live. That meant that there was somebody who was actually singing it right at that moment. So I didn't know who it was. I didn't even give a damn who the girl was. I was like, I'm in love with this girl. I'm going to date this girl. And sure enough, ended up dating her and getting engaged to her. So my friends just didn't like her. For one, she was from a rival high school. They didn't like that at all. But I chose that path of dating a girl from a different high school because the girl I had dated previous was psycho as fucking shit. Actually, 2 psychos. It's funny. It is so funny. When you're a good guy, it's like you get with psychos much easier. It's like they realize, that's a good guy. I need to snatch that fucker up. And then they end up like trying to put you on lock and key. And what's really fucked up is they met you as a good guy. So you're already a good guy. So for them to put you on lock and key, like you're gonna go somewhere or cheat on them or, something like that, it made no sense. It's like, you met me as a good guy. I am a good guy. I'm not going anywhere. Why you got to act like this? But psychos just, they don't think that shit. So I realized after dating this girl, Kathy, that I was like, nope, after her. And then of course the other psycho who I mentioned in one of the other videos, the one who was very, very violent, the older woman who was very, very, very violent. After those 2, I was like, I'm not dating anybody I go to school with, anybody that's even near my neighborhood, none of that. So where the girl I did start dating, as I said, she went to a rival school, and it was like way the fuck over there. So nowhere near us at all. And everybody was, I mean, I met her, of course, at a music function, you know, because we were the best of the best. So we come together from all the schools and everything else. So that's how I met her. And well, actually, it was a church function, Young Life, and when I was a Christian. And as I said, she was curvy. She had beautiful blonde, blue eyes, German. I mean, she was just gorgeous. And I've always loved women with curves, even though I grew up at the beach. So a lot of my friends didn't like that. A lot of my guy friends, all macho. We were all in the gym. We were all working out. We were all martial artists. Rich was a bodybuilder, you know, so we're all in fucking great shape and everything. And here I am dating, as they called her, fat. And I was, you know, it's like, Mark, why, you know, why are you dating this fat girl? And I'm like, she's not fat to me. She's voluptuous and she's just gorgeous. And I fell in love with her. I didn't give a crap what the hell she looked like. I fell in love with her because of her voice. Um, and then of course, love at first sight and all of that. My mom didn't raise a shallow man. Um, so then the next question he asked was, I'm just curious why you have a girlfriend at all. He was like, dude, we just had a party all night, fucking women all over the place. And there was a lot of shit that happened. These parties, a lot of shit, let's just say. So there are girls getting naked. There are girls, I mean, there's all kinds of shit going on. And see, here's the thing. When you're popular, especially with one of us who had money because of his inheritance and his own apartment and all of this other shit. And then we had the best crew out there because we were known as the crew. So we were popular. So we had like all the girls. And so you got girls literally like stripping for us, trying to get our attention, all kinds of crazy shit. And here I am, like walking outside, like walking out of the party, like to go outside, you know, just whatever. And managing everybody, I'm cleaning up, I'm doing all this other stuff, I'm taking care of everybody. And he was like, Mark, it didn't even look like you really had fun. I said, no, I had a great time. You know, it was a great party. We had a great time. He was like, but damn, dude, there were girls getting naked. There was all this shit going on. And you're like, you didn't even pay attention. I'm like, dude, I got a girl. We just established that. And he was like, but that's my point. He was like, we go to the gym all the time. We're at the beach all the time. Cause I mean, his apartment was right there. The beach was literally right there. You know, you know, that was an ocean view. Then of course we got Virginia Beach, you know, and it's like, we're at the beach all the time. It's like, dude, we can get all these girls. You can get all these fucking girls. Why are you dating for one? Like dating, like having a girlfriend, period, and then dating a fat girl on top of that. You know, I was mad at him, but this is the way this is the way he talked. He really was just a male chauvinist, just egotistical, thought he was, you know, I mean, that was the way he was, whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm not like y'all. I said, y'all go from girl to girl to girl. And then all these women, I mean, he didn't care. These guys did not care about having a bad reputation because of the fact that girls were still throwing themselves at them. You cannot, I knew some of these girls. I'm literally trying to tell girls that I personally knew before them, don't talk to these guys. Don't talk to them. They're fucking dogs and everything. And this is what gets me when women want to, this is what really pisses me off when women want to talk shit about men, especially the guys that screw them over, especially the guys that we all know. There's literally like fucking spotlights and laser lights and neon signs pointing at these guys that they're fucking dogs. And these women still date these guys and then get screwed over and then want to bitch about the guy being a fucking dog. Oh my God, do you have any idea how many times I used to like have girls crying? I was the friend, even though I had girlfriends anyway, but I was the friend. All these girls crying on my shoulder and shit all the fucking time about Rich and Billy and everybody else. Oh my God, he cheated on me. And I'm like, he cheats on every girl. We all know this. You knew this. Why did you date him? Well, I thought he'd be different. And with me. And that's what I'm talking about. These women that go on all these goddamn talk shows and online and everything else complaining about these guys that we all know for a fact everyone knew. It wasn't just we all knew. Everyone knew. They knew that the guy was a fucking dog and still went ahead and dated with all the warnings from me, from other friends, their female friends, the girl who he just previously screwed over, giving the girl warnings, and the girl goes, well, I'm going to date him anyway. He'll be different with me. And then still come back later and bitch that the guy screwed her over. And it's like, nah, bitch, I don't want to fucking hear it. We warned you and you still went out with him. Don't come crying to me now. So, I mean, seriously, guys who are dogs, which is, I hate to say it, but most guys are dogs. Actually, I've always said all men are dogs. All men, including me. All men are dogs. It's like, and I've had people complain to me about this, like, no, we're not all, yeah, we are. Because it's biological. It is in our nature. So all men are dogs. But do we have the human intelligence, the humanity? It's like how somebody says that, I am an alcoholic. I haven't drunk in 20 years, but I'm still an alcoholic. Well, it's the same, but biologically, it's just biological for men to be trying to be all over the place and procreate and do all this stuff. It is biological. So all men are dogs. It's just the point of having that humanity to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's what I educate people about. But the thing is, the majority of men are dogs. The majority are just dogs where, as I said, you see the bright neon signs and laser lights and like freaking like ding, ding. And we're talking about even the type of guys that they even brag about being dogs. My friends bragged about it. It's not like they didn't need to brag about it because women were constantly throwing themselves at them, even knowing that they were dogs. So my friends didn't care. They didn't care that they were getting the reputation of being a dog at all. Okay, that's a little weird. They didn't care about having the reputation of being a dog because it's not like they weren't going to get girlfriends anyway. Girls were constantly just throwing themselves at them. So it didn't matter. But as I was saying, it's the point that my whole argument is the doggone thing is resetting. That's what it's doing. Okay. The fire thing is resetting. Yep, sure enough. Oh my God, I hate that it does that without asking permission. Anyway, let me get center here. So I can concentrate. So my point is, women complain, as I said, going back to as far as I can remember, women complain about men. And then turn around, and as I said, and we're not talking about the good ones. We're not talking about the good ones. We're talking about the ones, as I said, are those bad guys. And yet they still end up dating that kind of guy anyway. It just makes no damn sense. But then want to bitch and complain again about men. And I'm done. I'm sick of it. I pointed it out in one of my other videos. These girls that get screwed over, yes, turn around and go, that's it, I'm done with men. I'm done. I'm going to become a lesbian. And then get treated way worse than any man ever fucking treated them. I've got a few of my lesbian friends that, well, some are former lesbian, whatever, where they realized it. It's like, damn, my ex-husband didn't even treat me this bad. And it was like, so where did you think, where did you get it in your head that we're all human? There is no difference. When it comes to relationships, I hate to tell you people, and here's just straight up truth, there's no difference between a man and a woman who's going to either treat you good or treat you like shit. And I've said this straight out, and my gay friends have literally even agreed 100%. Their gay relationships were way or are way worse than any of their straight relationships. I have seen my gay friends be in way more toxic situations than any of my straight friends. Because for some reason, the gay ones, you want to talk drama, gay people are just like, they don't even care who's around. I mean, with most abuse in a straight relationship, that stuff is usually behind closed doors. May have, like back when our parents and grandparents' time, it could be still more out in the open, and our great grandparents and all that shit. But by the time it got around to my time, it was really frowned upon as far as a physical abuse, mental abuse, that kind of shit in a public setting. Gay people, and I challenge anybody to tell me otherwise, because we all see it. Gay people, they don't care. They do not care. For some reason, they don't think that these moral rules apply to them. And I'm not talking about just in violence. I'm talking about in anything. I'm talking about when if a straight guy were to go up and grab a girl's ass, not only would the girl turn around and slap the guy or whatever, but their friends would be on the guy, all that shit. But I have seen where I mean, I've dealt with it where me and my wife used to go to the OP, which was a gay club, because all the other places would close around 1:30, 2 a.m. and the OP would stay open until around 8 a.m. There's no alcohol, but we all still wanted to dance. So, but it's a gay bar, but everybody would still go there. And here are these lesbian girls just literally coming up to my wife, grabbing her, trying to grab her ass. And I'm literally grabbing these bitches like, I'm still going to whip your ass. Because if it were a guy, I'm going to whip your ass. So I'm just curious, what makes you think I'm not going to whip your ass because you're a girl? It is improper for anybody to do that, whether you're male or female. What the fuck? Gay people, for some reason, do any of the moral rules that everybody knows you're supposed to follow. Everyone. For some reason, gay people think they're just outside of those rules, that they can just do whatever the fuck they want to do and the rules don't apply to them because they're gay. As I said, I'm 49, and I used to do a lot as far as trying to control how I felt about things. We're talking about posting things, all of that. But I'm retired now. I'm retired. I'm 49, and I'm just beyond the point of fucking caring. Here's my thing. Since y'all don't fucking care, you youth of today, and y'all, you anti-fucks and everybody else thinking that y'all could just do whatever you want and there are no consequences. Let me fucking tell you something about my generation. We are literally the tail end of that generation that we would spank other people's kids. And we're still here and we're still big and we're damn sure still healthy enough to fuck y'all up. And we are the parents that we didn't raise our kids to be that stupid. Now, mind you, my wife and her mom did fuck up kind of my kids, but they still have a lot of what I instilled in them in them. They still don't believe in injustice. They still don't believe in, so they're still okay as far as that. So I still at least have that they're okay for that shit. But those of us, I may be a disabled veteran, but I'll tell you right now, I know how to turn off my condition and pain enough if shit hits the fan. I've been there, done that. I've been stabbed, I've been broken, and I still will get up and fuck you up. I am that old school where I've got like literally bones sticking out and I'm like, I got this. I can still carry on. That's my generation. So let me tell y'all something. Y'all acting really stupid and thinking y'all are gonna, if Donald Trump wins, there's that fucking Bernie Sanders piece of shit, whatever dude said, if Trump wins, cities are gonna burn. Let me fucking tell you young people something. There are way more of us than there are of you. And if you think that we are past our prime or something like that, tell you right now, bitches, there is no way you are going to survive fucking shit up. You can try, and then we're going to come out of our houses and we're going to fuck y'all up big time. But let me get back on subject. Just sick and tired of the bullshit from you fucking feminists, from you beta and omega fucking males. Tired of all your lies, tired of all like you're hiding from reality. You claim you want the real world while at the same time crying when real shit fucking happens. Oh my God. Y'all are just so fucking fake, weak and fake. The fact that you bitches cry at the drop of a hat for the dumbest shit, it really, you can't, here's the thing. If our words break you, what, Omar, whatever the fuck her name is, I have PTSD. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know what real PTSD is. Keep fucking with us and you will definitely find out what it is. Because we're getting done. Look at Virginia. We're getting done. We are getting beyond done with y'all. Beyond done. I've been wondering why the president hasn't really said anything about Virginia. And I'm thinking I know why. I'm thinking he wants the shit to pop off. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he really wants the shit to pop off for people, for our group, our people, our Second Amendment people to fuck the shit up. And it's one of the, I've seen it firsthand. Back home, Virginia, there's MPs everywhere, military police everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's MPs. And then you got these dumbass fucking soldiers, these fucking squids being stupid. And you literally see the MPs watching shit. Let me tell you about a particular incident with my friends, Chris, Mateo, who I mentioned in another story. It's another incident comparing with them. Bunch of Navy guys being stupid. They're looking at Chris and Mateo. They're looking, I mean, obviously I'm 6'1". So they're like, okay, well, we got to think twice about him. And I'm sitting there on my car and I am armed. But they're like, well, we ain't got no problem with you. And I'm like, well, it's funny because you're saying racist shit But for some stupid reason, I'm not involved. You're only picking on the Orientals. You're not picking on, even though, hello, I'm not white either. Well, part white. But anyway, it's like, so you want to say all this racist shit, but you ain't talking to me. So for some reason you find me a threat, but not them. And I'm sitting here literally I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, let me try to explain something. These guys, even though they're smaller than you, I'm literally warning these guys. I'm like, these motherfuckers are state champions. And they're like, what? These guys? And I'm like, oh my God, you stupid. As I said, I'm a Navy brat. Most of us were Navy brats, you know? So they just think that because we're civilian, not realizing we're military civilian, we're dependents. So we grew up on base. We grew up at the gym. We grew up working out with the military and stuff. So they're just thinking, oh, we're just, civilian kids. Not realizing motherfuckers, dude, sometimes military really are stupid. Even though I'm a vet, but I went anyway. Mateo and Chris beat the fuck out of these guys. And it was just one-on-one fights. Mateo was underneath. The dude was my height. I'm 6'1". So the guy was like my height, 6 foot. Mateo's like 5 foot something. Standing literally under the dude's chin. And the guy's looking down at him, talking shit. And Mateo was like, dude, just touch me. That's all you got to do. He was like, because he knew, being an actual martial artist, that we could get in more trouble. Now, mind you, the MPs are watching this shit. They're literally in their van watching this shit, hearing it go down. Mateo turns around. I still to this day, because I can't do it. I can't do the splits. Standing under the dude, just lean back and his foot comes straight up under the dude's chin and knocks the dude out. Oh my God, I wish we had fucking phone cameras back then, but hey, this was before that time. Just knocked this dude out. The fucking MPs were like, okay, all right, that's it. I'm thinking Donald Trump's doing the same shit. I'm thinking he's waiting for shit to pop off for us to literally fuck up that governor and his people. Then Donald Trump's going to be like, all right, it's over now. All right, let's stop. But I'll tell you, anyway, getting off subject like I always do. So let's get into this video.
This Friday.
Hold on. Jesus Christ. Stupid commercials. Okay, let's start it off from the very beginning. As I said, I'm chill now because I was watching the press conference with Cowboy and Conor McGregor. Oh man, I love that press conference. This is one of the best press conferences I've ever seen. Two guys who they like each other, they're friends, and they respect each other. I've been in tournaments like that where you literally end up having to fight your friend and shit. It's unlike anything anyway.
Today's topic, this is something I wanted to cover.
I've calmed down. That's one of the reasons why I watched the press conference, because I needed to calm down. I needed to feel good. I needed to smile, because when I was watching this, I only got like a couple of minutes into it and I was just furious. So I was like, nope, let me chill out for a little bit before I get into this video.
For a long, long time. I think
But do we actually want vulnerable men? This was 2 months ago. And as I said, I've posted 2 other videos talking about this fake ass bullshit about equality that feminists keep claiming they fucking want. Bullshit. They don't want fucking equality. They don't want equality. They want to tear men down. These are man-hating bitches. And as I've said, you women, real women, y'all need to police them fucking bitches. Y'all need to whip their asses every time you come across them. Every fucking time.
Because for me, it's been a point that's almost made me angry when it comes to dating. Yep. I think as a society, we often tell young men and men in general that they need to be more emotionally vulnerable, that they need to be comfortable with expressing themselves. And what I've come to learn through my dating experiences is that when I've taken the time to be emotionally vulnerable with the women I've been seeing romantically, I've seen it backfire. I've seen times where I've shared what I'm feeling with women, and I've seen them get less attached to me. And so I decided to interview some men to see if they had a similar experience.
Ben, pas plus jamais, mais je me mettrai jamais vulnérable devant une femme, parce que les femmes ne peuvent pas avoir ça.
Sure. Yeah.
I think so.
I get it. Like, I'm not that type of person, but I get it.
Wow.
Because oftentimes we don't think we are like this as women, but we have very old school ways of thinking about how men should be.
And there's my point. You women are the biggest fucking either. I'll give you either. Either y'all are the biggest fucking well, actually, y'all still are the biggest fucking liars on the planet. But I think women's minds are just so scrambled that they really just have no idea what they want. I have seen when women have had what they wanted and still it not be enough. As I said, you women complain and complain and complain about men needing to be more open, men needing to communicate more, men needing to be more vulnerable. I have not only seen it, I've lived it. I fucking lived it. I pointed it out in one of my other videos with my wife. I was standoffish. I'm a Pisces. When I love the person I love, I really love that person. That's me. And I love hardcore. That's just the way I am. I put everything into it. And here's the reason why. I mean, I knew I was that way growing up. But here's the thing. Women said that they loved that. Women said that's what they wanted. Turn around and give that to them. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's too much. Oh, and I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't you just date a guy who used to beat you? But you're telling me that I'm treating you bad because I'm smothering you? So you'd rather have the guy that beat, and I had a woman who did that. I was the first guy that ever treated her good. She broke up with me to go back to the man who used to beat the shit out of her because that's what was love for her. And I've seen it. I've seen it when how I met my wife. Here she is meeting a guy like me who actually is a good man. And the whole time she's like, what do you want? What are you trying to, and I've pointed this out in other videos, you guys. It's like, what do you want? What are you trying to get from me? And I'm like, wait a minute, you're literally throwing yourself at me. And what guys mostly want is sex. But here you are literally throwing your sex at me. So I would technically, if you think about it, I already have that. I hadn't been with her yet, but it's one of those, you're throwing it at me. So I already have that option. Because she's literally trying to tell me, why are you still being sweet and all these things? I'm literally about to fuck you. So why are you still faking being sweet and all this other stuff? And I'm like, excuse me, faking? You know what? I don't know what kind of guys you've dated or hooked up with or whatever. I'm not that kind of guy. And I was like, and the fact that you're literally disrespecting me like that, you know what? I will take you back to she was in the Navy at the time. It's like, I'm going to take you back to the barracks. I was like, fuck that bullshit. No, I'm not going to let you disrespect me like that. And she was like, whoa. I've never met a guy like you. And I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard it all before. I've literally heard this before. It's not the first time I've fucking heard this. And I'm like, but damn, you women bitch and complain all the time about not finding a good man. And then when you find one, well, what does he want? What's he trying to do? All of a sudden now it's like a fantasy, like it's a unicorn and you don't even fucking believe it. And it's just like, so how all of us good guys, it's like, so what the fuck are we supposed to do? Apparently all you women just want guys that treat you like shit. But then you complain about only finding guys that treat you like shit. As I said, you women are the ones that are the problem because you can't fucking make up your minds. You claim you want a good guy, you get a good guy, and then you fuck it over for a guy that you know is going to treat you like shit. Because that's what my wife did. She ended up leaving me for a guy who used to just treat girls like shit, and I would have these girls crying on my shoulder about this motherfucker, and my wife ended up leaving me for that piece of shit. And obviously he fucking dumped her. It was just like, wow. But this is why I just said I'm just I don't know when it comes to relationships anymore. I don't trust anybody anymore because I'm just done. I'm done with the whole trust part of it. Why? As I said, you women complain and complain and complain. Get what you want and then get rid of it. As it says in this, women, as fucking Preach pointed out, he's tired of it. He's pissed. He's done. He's sick of it. He's sick and tired about hearing about, because he's dealt with it. He goes, the moment that I've opened up to these women, all of a sudden I became less attractive to them. The moment I became more vulnerable, which is something they fucking wanted, all of a sudden I became less attractive. It just...
Oftentimes we don't think we are like this as women, but we have very old school ways of thinking about how men should be.
Yes, but I just don't want my man to be crying. Yeah. You know, I mean, I cry every 28 days of my cycle. I don't want my man to be crying every 28 days.
With the right people, yeah, always worth it.
So then, but then you watch, and I've posted videos about this where these women, all these guys are too macho. They're not in touch with their feelings. And now and this is literally from Abba and Preach. You'll have I posted that video where, it's like these, was the one with the panel that you men aren't in touch with your feelings. You don't communicate, you're just fucking macho and all this other bullshit. And now here we have a video by the same two people, Abba and Preach, stating that literally, here we go, women going, well, now I don't want a man who's sensitive. See what I mean? Fuck. This is what ticks me off. You women, y'all are the problem. You know why? Because you can't even police yourselves. Well, I've got my female friends who are like, well, I'm not like those girls. But here's the thing. It's because of those girls that we are closed off. It's because of those, and I'm talking about us good ones. It's because of those girls that we are like, no, you know what? I got my walls up. I don't know if I want to deal with this shit ever again. I'm just going to date. I don't, oh, and it's like, well, where are you at? Where are you at in fucking policing these bitches? Here's the thing, because in that one video, the one with the panel of the men and women, the women were attacking the guys. Well, why aren't y'all need to do more to police yourselves and educate yourselves? And I'm like, well, then y'all need to do the same fucking thing. Y'all, you real women, because we have no idea that whole, what is it, the notebook or whatever, what is it that you want? What do you want? It's not that simple. And that's when guys are like, you know what? I wash my hands of you. Fuck it. And then y'all turn around and want to bitch about that. Oh, he just gave up on me. It's like, because we don't know what the fuck y'all want. You literally go on talk shows and interviews and fucking magazine articles and shit, complaining about what y'all want. And then when you get it, you still don't know what the fuck you want. But then it's our fault. Somehow it's our fault. Somehow or another, it's our fault that y'all don't know what the fuck you want. Men, as I've pointed out in the previous videos, men are getting fed up. Men are getting just done with y'all's bullshit. We're getting done. We're getting sick of it. And I'm noticing that y'all are starting to notice, because you watch Steve Harvey's show and there'll be all these women complaining about the guys not really wanting to date anymore. Guys not really talking anymore. Guys not approaching women anymore. You want to know why? Because feminists are like, we don't want you to come up to us. We don't want you coming up and talking to us. But we don't see any of you other women fighting these women going, whoa, bitch, you don't speak for all of us. Shut the fuck up. So all we see is those feminists saying, don't talk to us, don't approach us, we can take care of ourselves, don't open doors for us. And we're just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna sit here, hang with our boys, be quiet. We're closing ourselves off. Y'all need to, just like how y'all say we need to police us, which we do police bad men. Y'all don't police, y'all do not police each other. And y'all are the ones losing out. Because when it comes to sex, everybody's still getting sex. That ain't the problem. It's you women who want relationships, which is still the majority of you. Y'all are the ones losing out. Y'all need to start policing yourselves, or you're going to lose out way more.
Even if it ends in heartbreak, the journey is worth it, always.
Yes, often. We have this societal pressure of being a man, so I need to toughen up. I need to show and command respect. And then willy-nilly, someone will decide, well, in this situation, you should have been softer, calmer, and better. And then the pendulum goes the other way, and then you've told, well, now you're too soft. So I constantly, I am myself, even currently, when I meet women, I'm not sure on which foot to dance right now. Yeah,
exactly.
Women are being taught to deal with a man's anger, a man's desire, a man's sexuality. We're being taught how to handle those situations, but we're never being taught how to handle a man being sad, or a man being hurt, or a man being disappointed.
So we're used to like men like keeping it together.
Well, I think that obviously it's societal conditioning.
Okay.
So when you have this perception of what a man is supposed to be sacrificing, you use that in our video that we did together on my channel as a collab. But you talked about the sacrifice where men have to sacrifice their time, their bodies, their safety, and a lot of times their emotions. Like,
right.
They are the rock, the emotional rock of the family. And so a lot of people grew up never seeing their dad cry or their grandfather, whoever was the present male force in their life. And so they associate that with strength, with being a pillar of strength. And so I think when you see a man be vulnerable, even though you acknowledge that it's healthy for them, it also starts to create this seed of doubt in your mind, because all that you've been conditioned to believe about masculinity says that this pillar is not supposed to bend, break, or sob. I mean, one of my favorite philosophers says this, that what we often tend to do in relationships is that we use vulnerability at the wrong times. So I'm vulnerable at your expense versus I'm vulnerable to be informative. So an example of that is, hey, just so you know, when I get around bright lights, I start biting people. I'm informing you in a vulnerable sense. I'm informing you before anything has happened. Versus the light went on, I started biting you. Now you're hurt, and now I'm trying to explain to you why it is that I bite with bright lights.
Okay.
So that happens a lot, where people have to then be emotionally available for somebody who has harmed them.
Okay.
You're expecting empathy from somebody whom is your attacker.
Less interested. No, I love someone who's like open and is sharing their life stories.
Depends on what you're opening up about. If that's something like, say it could be also a sore spot for that person to deal with.
If you engage in a relationship and it's starting, they may not be at a point yet where they're ready to hear some information about your personal life. And that doesn't mean that they're wrong. There are certain aspects of yourself that you have to gradually let people in incrementally. Some people are not ready to hear about.
Yes.
So they're extreme.
Don't mess with John.
Hold on.
Beautiful cinema.
Oh, they're stupid commercials.
So I respect that. For me personally, I will share with someone when I truly feel ready. I had society put pressure on me, telling me I needed to be more emotional, and I hated it. But I decided to do it because I was told that was the right thing. And what I found personally is I felt like I was violating myself and my own boundaries in order to appease what the world thought I should do. Now, I'm very patient with it. And if a girl kind of pressures me, I'll be like, I'll get to it when I'm ready. Just know I'm not there yet. And that works better for me.
We all love it when our men are vulnerable and show emotion, right? Well, according to singer Rihanna, it depends what they're crying about. That's right. Rihanna posted this meme to Instagram that said, if we get together and your ex died and you cry, you single. Yes, Rihanna, yes, we do. Could you imagine somebody says it and you start weeping? I'm sorry, I think that there is a time and place for everything. And I think if you have such uncontrollable emotion when it comes to that person, and you can't even control it to not do it in front of your current spouse, then you might still have some type of feelings for that person. 100,000% I agree.
Okay, hold on. You want no, hold on. So hold on. So do you want
In our 9-year marriage that I've seen Freddie cry, one was the passing of his father, and then the other before that was the day we got married. Oh, yeah. So I want to see this man next to me cry over another.
I've often heard women say, I got to see him cry.
Hold on. Funny, because I've known plenty of girlfriends who've cried over an ex-boyfriend of theirs dying or something like that and shit. So again, y'all don't, I'm not asking anymore, do y'all want equality? Because I've already said you don't. You don't want equality. You don't. Y'all feel that y'all could do whatever the hell y'all can do, but men are supposed to be held by different rules while at the same time complaining that y'all want fucking equality. I'm tired. I'm, as I said, I'm 49. I turned 50 in another couple of months, and I'm done. And we're starting to educate our young men. Abba and Preach, I'm real proud of you guys. We're starting to educate our young men to not be following into y'all's bullshit anymore. We're starting to teach them not to listen to y'all's fucking lies and y'all's bullshit anymore. We're done. We're tired of it. Because y'all all fucking lie. And for those of you who say, well, that's not me, I don't see y'all going on the talk, snatching these bitches by the hair, going and on the View and whatever, going, y'all need to shut the fuck up. You bitches are definitely unreal. Shut the fuck up. It's like y'all are the ones complaining, saying y'all want equality on one episode, and then in the next episode saying you want different rules for men. It's like, how can you have it both ways? But as I said, I don't see y'all policing yourselves. So for any of these women that may see my video that will turn around and want to argue with me, what are you going to argue? Am I saying anything that isn't true? No. I'm speaking purely because shit, these Baba and Preach do the research, and I've seen plenty of other videos. I've seen the studies. I've seen all of that. We know you women are the fucking problem. But again, I don't see you, the majority of you women who are against these feminist fucking bitches. I don't see any of y'all going up and, as I said, snatching these bitches by their hair going, y'all are fucking lying. You need to stop lying. You need to stop painting us in a bad light. Just fucking stop, because you're lying your asses off and you're making the rest of us suffer. I'm telling you, more men are starting to not date, or still date, but more men are not getting into permanent relationships because we're done. We're done. We are so done with y'all's lies and bullshit. We're so done.
On a wedding day or this, and it made the woman feel special. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I often feel like men's emotions are almost fetishized. Yes. By women, in the sense that, like, oh, he let me see that, I feel special. Yeah. He's only letting me see that. And so what you realize is that there isn't that much space for men's emotions in those relationships. And it's crazy. I see a lot of older couples, and you'll realize in a lot of older couples, the man never speaks. The man rarely says anything, and the woman takes up all the emotional space in the conversation. Am I wrong? No. The women take up all the emotional space, and the guys have just kind of understood that their emotions are secondary, and so they keep it to themselves. I'm not saying this to criticize women. This is like me trying to tackle this issue.
No. You are criticizing women. Own up to that shit. No. Don't let these fucking bitches to where you got to apologize for telling the truth. No. You're Abba and preach. I'm proud of you guys, but right now you're pissing me off. Don't be apologizing to them. None of the shit that we're saying is not true. We know it's true. They fucking sure as hell know it's true. They just love playing the goddamn victim, even though they say that they're as strong as men and want equality. Well, if that's the case, then you're gonna fucking hear the damn truth because we're done. I'm not saying we're getting sick and tired, because from what I'm seeing of these videos and a lot of Steve Harvey and just literally a ton of shit going on, men are getting fed up. Men are not just getting fed up, men are beyond that now. We're beyond listening to y'all's fucking fakeness and your lies. We're done. We're fucking done. I guarantee you in the next couple of years, watch what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot more women, because I've seen videos just creeping in from those anti-feminist type women going, whoa, y'all need to stop. There was that one about that PSA about men looking at our tits again and shit. Those were far and few in between, but more of those things are starting to come up because more of those anti-feminist women are starting to realize you feminists are fucking up shit for us.
Because I'm trying to understand what I'm going through and what society's telling me and the reality I keep facing and what a lot of men keep facing. And so what you realize is that there isn't that much space for men's emotions in those relationships. It's more so about the woman getting to feel special. And so it almost devalues the male experience and it perverts it. That's something I've experienced before, for sure.
Well, I think it probably would exist on both ends, right? Like there's going to be times that we all enjoy or delight in someone's pain if it's directed in a way that makes us feel better about ourselves. For example, I went to go see the Joker. And in the Joker, I sat beside a Joker wannabe. And this is a joke now, but I was bawling in the theaters because this guy, I live in America, and he had a black backpack that he sat on his lap. He stared at me for the bulk of the film. He said to me at one point, I just want to see how you're going to react to this point. He knew the words to the movie before the words would come out. He sang along to the songs. He would say the punchline before the Joker said the punchline.
Wait, you stayed for the whole movie?
Because I felt like if I got up, because even my husband was sitting beside me, and Jared was like, do you need me to move? But I'm like, I felt I was responsible for the livelihood of the theater. I felt like if this dude did not feel empathy for me, I felt like if he didn't feel empathy for me and didn't see me cry, that he would blow everybody up. Let me tell you, it was one of those theaters with the reclining chairs. If I sat my chair up, he would sit his chair up.
Okay. We just have to take a second on. I think you were dealing with a psychopath.
Yes, for sure.
That's not indicative of the male regular experience. Like it's not like if I should have cheated, a girl like.
No. Critics everywhere are falling for the gentleman.
So you killed someone.
Oh, so tired of their stupid commercials.
Women got problems. You dealt with something.
No, what I'm saying is, aside from that, though, we get out of the theater, and my partner and then his brother was there as well too. Like he embraced me, and then he was just like in that moment getting to protect, right? Like getting to be that. So I think that in those moments, and that she feels safe around me, like we're having this moment. I think that that's when a woman's emotions is seen as like sexy.
Okay, I've never looked at a woman who's vulnerable or in these days I want to hug. That's like I just want to make sure she's okay. That's literally one. And I never thought like this is attractive or I feel special right now. It was just like I want to make sure you're good. That's what. But maybe some men think that way.
I think that if a man can be in a protective position and they can feel like they're shielding you, and then that's an emotional release from you, there is some pleasure in that because they feel like they're getting to in turn give you support and protection. So I'm just saying that might be an example. I think the example I first gave was spot on, but you need to go to a second one, which
the one about the kid.
Yes, that was spot on one.
So you repeat that one again?
When a child cries because they're going to school and have to be separated from their mother, and as much as you don't want your child to feel sad, there is something pleasurable about their sadness because you know
they love
you so much. So in that sense, like I said,
I guess that's a good example. I would consider that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I'm a reasonable person. It sounds good.
I'll say it like I'd come and open myself, but my feelings would be directed in another way. Like I'd feel like my feelings were used to strengthen another argument.
That for that reason, I don't open up about my shit because most people, when they're not gonna have any resources, they're gonna use that against you.
I mean, I had one girl I was briefly seeing, and you guys remember this video potentially, but I told her that my father wasn't in my life any longer. I didn't explain to her how, but he just wasn't in my life. And in a heated argument where she was screaming at me and I was being very quiet, at one point she said, "This is why your father walked out on you, because you're nothing in life," not knowing that my father had passed away. And so she said that, and she used my secret against me, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I understand what that is. You know what though? Like, it's a double-edged sword, because at the same time, if you want to have, really powerful relationships with people, they have to see you in sometimes the not most positive light.
Yeah.
And I get what you're doing. You're being selective as to preserve yourself. But in order to be able to be as open and to have the best relations with people, you have to have that kind of depth.
And sometimes I don't need to open up. Sometimes I don't need to say all my secrets. Sometimes I don't have anything to say that's like I'm just gonna say some shit. Like I have these conversations with some of my friends. Like, yeah, I said a lot of shit. Like I open up to you, but you don't never open up about me. I'm like, yo, maybe I don't need it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like give me a secret. I give you a secret relationship. I'm here. If you need something, I'm here.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean I have to reciprocate.
This is a straight facts. Your life expectancy decreases the less emotional outlets that you have, the less you express yourself, the less outlets you have for healthy expression of stress. In addition,
I guess that's why I like having my YouTube channel. Get to express myself. Cool.
Culpability in the workplace is going to decrease, especially as we have more jobs taken up by robotics, and now the only resource that humans really have left is our ability to work together and our ability to work maybe in very sedentary environments on team-based projects or creative projects. And so your femininity, your vulnerability is integral to your survival in the workplace.
Okay.
And then on a third basis, it makes for a healthier relationship.
Full honesty, there's definitely a time in my life, I'd say 10 years ago, where men have shown, the partners I was with, shown vulnerability, and I thought it was funny. And I didn't think it was masculine, and for me, it was a sign of weakness. Now, the more I work on myself, and the more that doesn't scare me so much anymore, it's actually strength, because we're part of the patriarchy. We're just as active in it, you know what I mean? I think, and that's what we're just participating in that too. But then we're like, yes, there's totally the double standard where we're like, hey, show your emotions. And then when they do, we don't know how to deal with it.
I think it's true. I think they might be having some backlash and backfires on that, because we do want men to be more vulnerable, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, don't be too vulnerable. I don't like this. Now I'm not attracted to you.
You have to acknowledge that maybe you went too far with it.
Then how do we know that? Because when we do show emotion to the ones that want us to show emotion, then they'll be like, is that it? Is that all? Is there more? You can trust me. If there's more, you could tell me. Then, no, it's fucking bullshit. Men do police themselves. Do y'all bitches not understand that? We do. We do police ourselves. We don't just come out and be like, all right, well, and then on this day, No, we ain't like that. We literally go because we know the games that y'all fucking play. So in our mind, we're already at the point doing how much can I tell her? All right, well, let me tell her this. See where that goes. Because that's exactly how I was with pretty much even before, as I said, I was already dating and everything else before I met my wife. So she knew the shit I had already been through. She knew the pain and the lack of trust, all that I had already been through. So 2.5 years into the marriage, she's like, are you ever going to trust me? You haven't really. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have opened up to you. And she was like, no, I know for a fact you're still holding back. And I told her, I was like, no, I don't want to do that, because every single time I have opened up, where I've truly let go and opened up and everything, I've ended up, pushing these girls away. Oh, you're too emotional. Oh, you're too this. Oh, and she was like, I mean, we got into a huge fight about this. I'm not like them. I'm your wife. I'm not your ex-girlfriends. You can trust me. Open up to me. Trust me. And I'm like, I'll open up a little bit. She's like, no, I want it all. I want everything. I'm your wife. You should be able to tell me everything. I'm good for it. I want all that love and affection and trust. And we argued for hours about this. I mean, it was a heated argument. I was like, no, I'm telling you, you do not want it. Yes, I do. I mean, so fine. I was like, fine. All right, I'll open up to you. 3 months after I opened up to her, she was like, you know what? We need to talk. You were right. It was too much for me. You're too smothering. You're too loving. You were right. It was too much for me. And I was like, you fucking bitch. We had a fight about this. You literally were telling me the whole fucking time, open up, open up, and open up. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And then I was right. I knew I was right. I fucking knew I was right. But I did what you asked of me. So I was like, no, fuck that shit. I started packing my shit to leave her. She's like, where are you going? I said, no, I'm done. I'm out. I was like, I'm out. That's it. Peace out. I'm out. She's like, what? I was like, no, I told you, don't fucking play with me like that. I told you that was the thing that meant my heart, my trust. All of that meant more to me than anything. I was already happily married to you. I was already fine with. No, you wanted everything. You wanted all my emotion. You wanted all my trust, everything. And now, even though I warned you, I was like, nope, you fucking bitch. I'm packing my shit to leave. It was. I just can't. As I said, men are starting to wake up. Men are starting to realize. And here's the thing: it's social media that's doing it, because most men don't talk about things. Most men don't talk about things. Because we don't communicate like you. But then you got like Boy Steve Harvey and just other stuff of people that we respect getting people to talk. So now men are communicating. Men are seeing this information on a much wider scale. Now you women are starting to go, well, wait a minute, why are these guys learning all these secrets? Why are men starting to close up now? Why are men not opening up to us anymore? What's going on? It's because, as I said, it's no longer a fucking secret. Men are learning this shit. The information is getting out. The information is out. Now you got women going, whoa, damn, these fucking feminists are screwing everything up. Damn, we got to shut them up. Telling you, as I said, y'all better hurry. Japan is already suffering. It's becoming a worldwide epidemic of men just going, we're done. We don't mind dating. We don't mind having sex. We don't mind fucking. But as far as relationships, why? Why should we? We're getting fed up with it. Why should we care? It's like, obviously, y'all don't fucking care. Y'all can't even make up your own minds. Y'all can't even police yourselves, but you're expecting us to care? Men are we're just done. Just getting done. Me and all my friends who went through the bad divorces with these evil fucking bitches that we were married to, we're already like, nope, we ain't ever getting married again. Nope, we're done. And we're getting lectured by other women trying to tell us, I can't believe you're letting these other women dictate your life. And it's like, no. They're not dictating my life. We are. We're just fed up with all the lies and all the bullshit. And then here we go. Well, I'm not like that. Do you know how many times I've heard that? It's like, hello, I was married 23 years. I'm not. Well, come on, give someone new a chance. How about giving me a chance? No. Mm-mm. Just done. you know, you're gonna have to go out of your way to, I mean, but even then to get my trust or whatever. But I've seen it. No, as I said, we're talking 2.5 to 3 years. The wife waited to argue with me about opening up to her. And then when I did, she said, even though I warned her, she said it was too much. So no, men are done. Men are just, we're fucking done. No, we're closing up. We ain't going to show emotion. We're fucking closing up. Y'all don't really want it. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely looked at that possibility. But I mean, but it's also hard to know what's too far with what person.
Didn't I say, I said that before he did. I didn't even know he was going to say that. Let me rewind that shit.
True, I think they might be having some backlash and backfires on that because we do want men to be more vulnerable, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, don't be too vulnerable. I don't like this, and I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah. But how are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to know what is too much? As I was saying with the ex-wife, I tried to warn her that I already knew what was too much. That's why I was like, no, I'm giving you just enough. And she was like, no, because then it means you don't really trust me. And I'm like, no, I trust you this much. But I'm trying to tell you, I know myself and I know what I've been through. That's why I'm like, nah, we're just, but no. See, so we don't know what's too much because y'all don't know what's too much.
Have to acknowledge that maybe you went too far with it.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely looked at that possibility. But I mean, it's also hard to know what's too far with what person.
I feel like if you're starting a sentence of like, it all began when I was 5.
Yeah, no one's going that far.
Some people, I think that I can tell you this only from a standpoint of I look at the abuse people put on me. Abuse is I don't have a better word for it. Yeah. But if you went through my DMs right now, yeah. I literally used to have in my info box, please no DMs. Because it is just, I'm a complete stranger on the internet who's not like this therapist. Exactly. Not nonsense, but real problems. Okay. Like accounts of abuse, accounts of manipulation, like, and just paragraphs on paragraphs. And I'm like, I'm a stranger.
Yeah. And that's what they're doing in the dating.
Exactly.
I get you.
Y'all just being cheap. Go get a therapist. And if you're expensive. No, not with services, not a sponsored video, but like BetterHelp or Talkspace, you can choose rates. You can actually do it. You can do it by your phone. You can do it by text messaging, which is fairly cheap. But there's a lot of very accessible ways to get help in a licensed professional who is paid to and equipped.
No, I majored in psychology and I quit because it's bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. Studying a goddamn book does not make you an expert on people. Because you got to realize everyone in the world is different. So how can you write a book that encompasses everyone in the world? That book would be way bigger than War and Peace. Come on. That book would almost be infinite, especially with the more knowledge that we gain. The book would constantly keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So going to a psychiatrist and all that other shit, no. Just try and talk to your friends, try and talk to your family, but paying someone who's supposedly an expert, no. I've dated psychiatrists, psychologists, and I've listened to their case stories, and I'm like, you didn't actually help that person. Well, it wasn't really about helping them, it was just about getting them to talk. I thought you went through all this fucking school and everything else to help people. So if you're literally just there for them to talk to, don't you feel you're taking advantage of them making that much money when you're not actually trying to fix the fucking problem? So don't listen to her. No.
To help you with your problems and issues.
No.
I think there's a misconception that men aren't capable of being emotionally vulnerable. I think we quite are. I think those spaces, however, where we are vulnerable are reserved mostly just for men. And I think the big reason for that is that we communicate between each other in a way that's palatable and easier to digest. And I don't think that happens just along gender or sex lines. It also happens along profession, social class, education levels. Like there are certain understandings that you will have if you have a certain shared lived experience. You know, I was in the military before, and the way we communicate amongst military personnel is very different than the way we communicated with civilians.
Oh, yeah.
We would have conversations in the military that if a civilian would hear, they would find abhorrent. But you have to understand, your environment
Fuck civilians.
shapes your language. And so as a result, the way we talk may seem...
I hate to say it, but fuck civilians. Civilians, most civilians don't know jack shit about the real world. They don't. I've said it. Unless you've been military, unless you've been in a gang, unless you've literally lived in the real world, shut the fuck up, because you don't know goddamn shit about the real world. Because when real world shit happens, shootings, things like that, people like us are like, oh, that shit happens. But it's you fucking people that are like, oh my God, that only happens in movies and stuff. It's you people that become broken. Because, and I understand that you people go, well, why is that the real world? Because I hate to tell you, but there's good and evil in the real world. Since the beginning of time, whether you believe in evolution or you believe in the Bible, Cain and Abel, there's been fucking good and evil. For you to live in this world and do everything you can to deny that it exists, and then want to complain when fucking shit like that happens, just lock yourself, just go out in the woods, get a fucking shelter, and just get away from people. Because, yeah, just stop.
Important to them, but because we understand what kind of environment we were raised in and shaped in, there isn't that weirdness or that kind of judgmental feel that comes from it. Their language isn't necessarily our language, the same way the way women communicate amongst each other isn't the same way that men communicate amongst each other. So I think that's why there's this perception that men aren't vulnerable. We are, just not when you guys are around. And I've always thought it odd when people said men are emotional. Actually, scientifically speaking, men are far more emotional than women. We just don't express in the same way, and we are far more, I guess it's almost like it's
cognizant.
This is just a theory, a sidebar. I think men treat their emotional sanctity the way a lot of women treat their sexual sanctity.
Yep. Men are, just like a woman is very protective about her, well, now we got way more sluts than I ever knew growing up. Sexual freedom, whatever. Women, yeah, are very protective of their sexual side. Men are very protective of our emotional side, because we have no idea, should we trust you to open up to you, and how much can we open up to you? Again, you women just can't make up your fucking minds. Well, we want you to be emotional, but not too emotional. Just, it's so fucking stupid.
Meaning, if a woman has sex too fast, oftentimes they can feel cheapened. If a man reveals his emotions too fast, oftentimes he'll feel like he cheapened himself. And so I've had times where I've shared before I was ready, and I almost felt like I hoard myself out. And so when you aren't ready to go to that place and you're pressured into it, you feel cheap. And as far as the solution goes, I don't know what it is. I just wanted us to kind of start that discussion, to ask ourselves, do we really want men to be emotional? What does that really look like? Are we ready for it? And what are we going to lose if we encourage people to go down that? What is it going to look like for relationships? For people who say they don't want traditional gender roles, but actually still live by them in a lot of ways. These are all kinds of...
Which is what I pointed out. Y'all want equality. You don't want traditional gender roles, but at the same time, fucking living by them.
The questions that I don't have answers to, but I think we need to pose. And I think, like Preach had a really beautiful way of saying what he thought the solution was. What do you think is kind of the solutions to this problem?
We've got to be able to talk more. The solution is the problem. We're having a problem opening up, but the solution is opening up on both sides. I mean, women need to open up about stuff. Men need to open up about stuff without necessarily judging the other, because sometimes when women open up too much, they're being deemed as crazy. You crazy, No, sometimes they need to open up, but without being called crazy. And men need to be able to open up without being called weak. There's things that both parties are experiencing, and both parties need to let know on the other side. And you can't always call a woman crazy when she's opening up. You can't always call a man weak when he's opening up. You know what I mean? Conversation.
I think that's really well said. I don't think I could say it any better than that. Is there any other points you wanted to add about this conversation about vulnerability?
No, I don't open up much. Piece of shit.
Anyway, as I said, I was pissed because as I said, I'm done. I'm done. Me, my friends, my closest friends, we're done. We're fucking fed up with you bitches. We're fed up. We're just sick and tired of all the lies, all the deceit, all the, that y'all can't make up your what do you want? We're tired of it. We're sick of asking that question because y'all don't know. You don't know what you want. And I've seen that. Well, yeah, we don't know what we want, but y'all are supposed to just stand there and take it. And it's like, no, equal rights. You can't expect us to just no, you can't. We can't do that to you. You can't do it to us. And men are finally starting to understand that and waking up and going, we're done with y'all shit. We're done. Especially the older we get. The older we get, hey, we're cool. Women are the ones, not me personally, as far as, my sexual drive going down. I still have mine. I love my sex drive. Fuck that. But the whole thing about the older men get their sex drive goes down and the older women get their sex drive goes up, okay. I've kind of noticed that under, traditional or over the average. I have seen that. So men that are my age, the majority of them are getting to the point where they're like, hey, soon going to be retiring and everything else. I just want to travel and go fishing and, maybe I, want company or whatever, but I'm cool. Women are the ones going, well, I want to go out dancing. I want to go do this. I need a companion to go. I want a companion or need a companion to go do that stuff and everything. I want to enjoy it with somebody and everything. And as I said, it's young people that are really fucking this shit up. And I've seen it. I've seen it from my male friends and my female friends where they act like they're immortal, like they're going to be just young for the rest of their lives. And this is going back to when I was young and I'm laughing going, we're not immortal, right? There's no fountain of youth that we know of. So don't be having this attitude like you're going to stay 22 forever, fucker, So men are at that, when they get to that age, most men are like, I just want to go fishing, hang out with the boys, maybe I want a companion or something. But other than that, hey, I'm good. Women are the ones who are like, oh, I want to go dancing. I wanted to go do this. And, you got the ones where I could dance with my girl, whatever. But if you're straight, you're like, well, damn, where's that companion? And I've seen those women who have been so independent and then turn around and get to that one particular incident that happens, whether it's age or weight or whatever, that all of a sudden they just break the fuck down. Why am I alone? I thought you wanted to be alone. I thought you wanted to be independent. I don't need nobody. Why are you crying now? Well, I didn't know that it would be, you didn't know that you were going to get older and fatter, you just thought that that men were just going to throw themselves at you forever and you were just going to be young forever. Yeah. And I'm like dumbfounded going, what? You seriously thought you were going to be young forever? I'm not joking. I'm being quite serious. And I'm just giving one example. There's a ton of my friends' examples, male and female, who have done that. We were young and now they're not young and they're crying. And I'm talking about almost all of them. The ones who acted like they were immortal when we were young, all of them are suffering now. All of them. Every single one of them. Some of them have adapted. Some of them are like, okay, I am this age now. Okay, I have lost my hair. Okay, they have accepted it. But it took them a while. I'm talking about through getting drugs, through drinking. And it's like, damn, Why? I warned you when we were fucking like 18. I fucking warned you, stop talking like, because you're gonna get it in your mind. You're gonna fucking embed that shit in your mind like you're immortal. Like you're gonna stay, young forever. I was like, didn't I keep telling you that was gonna hurt you later on? You need to grow up. You need to get that shit in your head. Nope. Sure enough, didn't listen, and there they are wanting to commit suicide because I just turned 35. I just turned 40. Did you not think you were going to turn 40? I mean, it's... Oh my God, people not living in the real world. Anyway, as I said, and I've said this clearly, and people could complain all they want, but I haven't said one damn thing that isn't fucking true. Not one damn thing. Women are the problem. They're the ones causing the majority of the shit. Men are an open fucking book. You've seen almost every goddamn talk show, everybody. Men are an open book. Period. Men are an open fucking book. Women are the ones who are a goddamn mystery, who can't fucking make up their minds. It is a woman's prerogative to change her mind. Yeah, okay, and it's the man's prerogative now to say we're fucking done with that shit. But no, women are like, but no, you're supposed to accept that we're that way. You know what? We do. We do accept that you're that way. We're just saying we're fed up with it. We're done. It's our prerogative now. We're done. And then women start complaining. I can't believe that men just are being like this now. They're not opening up. They're not trusting. They're not talking. You do know why, right? As I said, women just want what they want. Damn what everybody else wants. Damn what the man wants. Women just want what's theirs and they want what's yours too. Men, the rest of y'all need to wake the fuck up. Stop listening to these fucking lying bitches. Be more independent. Be more independent. You want to open up? Open up. That's you. If they have the prerogative to be who they want to be and everything, and you're supposed to just accept it, well, it's the same thing for you. Being emotional does not make you less of a man. I cry at movies. I'm very emotional when it comes to things. I let my emotions out. Used to not do that, and that did cause some problems. I'll tell you that right now. But I've learned. I mean, just the other day, cried watching the Five Finger Death Punch. Oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? The video where they're talking about the whole veterans and everything. I just saw them in concert too. But the one where they're talking about the veterans and the suicide and everything else, that video makes me cry, because it's a very felt video. I've had friends who've committed suicide, attempted suicide, a lot of my veteran friends, fellow vets. I'm sorry. How is it that you get to be you, but I'm not allowed to be me? Men are getting fed up with that. We're literally getting fed up, and we're like, nah, fuck y'all. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. I get to be happy being me. You want to date me? Then this is who I am. You don't like it? Then I'll just date somebody else. Men are really starting to realize we don't have to put up with the shit anymore. We're done. When I meet somebody and they want to know about me and get to know me, if I feel that, we can go beyond just, the meeting part. It's like, okay, we could talk and get to know each other and everything else. I will turn around and go, this is who I am. And then, don't share too much. No, fuck that. I'm 49. I'm like, I ain't got all this time, and with, health issues and whatever, I ain't got all this fucking time to be beating around the bush and bullshit. It's like, this is who I am. This is what I am. This is my likes. These are my don't likes. This is, and I'm naming all that shit. And I'm like, now what? If you want to continue, we can continue. And they're literally like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm 49. I got shit going on. I ain't got time to fucking be wasting with your ass. I can go talk to somebody else, or I can go hang with my friends, whatever. I ain't desperately looking for somebody. So I'm sorry. I ain't going to take we got to know each other over 3 years. I'm 49 years old. I'm not going to sit here and waste 3 years of my life getting to know someone. That's for young people to fuck around with and do that bullshit. At this age, it's like, you know what? Let's get to know each other in this amount of time. That way we could go and hang out. That way, I mean, you're already an adult, right? So if I literally list all the likes I don't like, all this other shit and everything else, you should already go, okay, check mark, no X, okay, there's enough check marks, I'll go out with him. If you are not that intelligent, and I've said this, if you are not that fucking wise and intelligent over the age of goddamn 35 to where a person can literally, I've been there, done that, been around the block, I'm over the age of fucking 45. At this point, this is who I'm not wasting any more time, blah, 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 blah. Now what do you want to do? Ball's in your court. If you do not have the intelligence and the wisdom over the age of 35 for somebody to give you that information for you to go at this point, well, I don't know if I like this. I don't, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know, that's it. If you don't know who you are over the age of 35, and you want somebody else to tell you who they are, but you haven't figured out who the fuck you are yet, then don't date at all. Get to know yourself first. But as I said, if the person is literally telling you everything that they are, which they should be able to do, and you should be able to do that too. That way it's like, oh shit, I actually like the stuff that they put. The pros outweigh the cons. You know what? We can hang out and actually really now get to really know each other. We gave that fucking base information, the most important fucking things. Now we can break it down into details and get to learn about each other and go that route. But if there are more cons than pros, then you could just go your own separate ways and be like, cool, boom. But I've had people, well, you're not going to get to know somebody that fast. Bitch, I know who I am. Aren't you? And I'm talking about women older than me. And it's like, wait a minute, aren't you older than me? How do you not know who you are at 52? How do you fucking not know who you are at 52? What are you going to wait until you're 70? It's like, it's like you've already been an adult this fucking long, and you're going to tell me you don't know who you are? It's like, no, I ain't wasting my time with you then. Nope, I ain't wasting my time, because I'm not going to help you find who you are at this point of your life. Because at this point in my life, I already know who I am, and I just want to be at the point where I'm out. Instead of searching, I'm out at the point of my life doing. If you're still searching if you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are over the age of 35, you got a problem. If you're still searching for who you are after the age of 45, I want to say the words. I want to say the words that you should just get out of life. Just get out of life. If you don't know who you are, but literally by the age of 45, then somehow or another you must think that you're immortal. And I understand we do live longer, but I am a damn good example of somebody who's been in perfect health, who's suffering from fucking dumb shit that just happened. So anything can happen. So for you to run around and think, my friend who was one of those people who thought he was going to, live forever. Now he's got a rare blood disease that is literally killing him. It's genetic. And he's dying. But years ago when I met him, he was the biggest ass, thought he was fucking immortal, thought he was a god. Like he was a god's gift to women. And he was just going to live forever and shit. Now he's going bald, gained weight, he's dying. He was one of the best, most good-looking men I've ever known. He was a good-looking man. Long hair, rode motorcycles, and all this other stuff. Thought, as I said, thought he was God's gift to women. He literally thought that. And here he is now going bald, overweight, dying from a rare blood disease and everything. And I'm like, this is what the fuck I was talking about. I'm not going to be nice to him about it. Your friends should be able to tell you the real shit. Your friends should be straight up 100 with you. I was like, remember when you used to act this way? Didn't I fucking tell you not to be acting this stupid? Didn't I tell you this shit? Now here you are, losing your hair, fucking going bald, overweight, all of this shit. Didn't I fucking, because he would look at older people going, well, that will never be me. I'm never gonna, he had long hair. I'm never losing my hair. Man, I'm always gonna be in perfect shape. I will never look like that. So when he gained the weight and started losing his hair, I was like, oh, yo, motherfucker. Remember when you used to say you would never lose your hair, you were never going to gain weight? What the fuck happened? And some of the new friends of ours were like, Mark, I can't believe you're being like that. And it's like, and he was like, yo, he goes, no, it's cool because Mark's right. And he goes, we're family. So if we can't talk to each other on the real, then what the fuck are we doing as friends, as family? You know?
Here are some results from a search.
But he was straight up. He was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I was like that. I was stupid. For some reason, I thought I was going to be fucking immortal and all this other shit. And it's like, why would you think that? Where did you find the fountain of youth and you just didn't tell us? You know, or did you believe you found the fountain of youth and you just didn't tell us? What the fuck went through your mind when we were younger that you thought this dumb shit? That you weren't going to lose your hair, that you weren't going to get fat. I mean, that, you know, seriously, what the, I don't know. I don't know. Oh man. But anyway, telling you, women, y'all need to police yourselves because this shit is just blue screen. It should be telling me to like finish this video. But y'all need to police yourselves. Men who haven't woken up yet, see my videos, wake the fuck up. Stop letting these fucking evil ass women dictate shit. They want equality so goddamn bad. Give it to them. Give it to them. And be real. Be 100. Be 100% yourself. If they don't like it and you're a good man, which they keep complaining that they want good men, if you're a good man, be 100. Be yourself and be true to yourself. If they don't want it, some other woman will. Don't fucking compromise. Ever. I did it. I wasted 23 years of my life. Don't be me. Do not compromise. Don't fall for their shit. There's somebody out there who's better. Just date. Date. I'll tell you right now, and I said this in one of my other videos, you know, I used to believe in marriage. I don't anymore. Don't get married, men. Don't. And if you don't want kids, don't let these fucking women pressure you. No. It's now acceptable to be young and get a vasectomy and not have kids. Tell you right now, men, let's they don't need us, right? Well, I'll tell you right now, I say an entire generation of men should get a fucking vasectomy. See how these women react. Since they don't fucking need us. Stop. I mean, if it was possible to do this, stop building buildings. Stop being men. Stop repairing shit. They don't need us, right? Stop repairing shit. Let them repair it on their own. There's instructional videos for this shit. Don't fix their cars. Women don't need us, right? If a woman's pulled over on the side of the road, men, don't pull over and help them. Don't. Let them fucking suffer. They don't need men, right? Tell you right now, if men literally go, you know what? No. Mark's right. We're done. Oh, your car broke down? Oh, sorry. Sucks to be you. Well, I don't know how to fix it. Well, I thought y'all. Well, I'm sorry. Nope. Get another female to help you. Drive on. I guarantee you, more men start doing that shit. See what happens. Because they don't need us, right? Okay. As I said, I'm not a bad man. I'm a gentleman. I was raised that way. But at this point, I'm fed up. You know that song by, what is it, R. Kelly or whoever, when a woman's fed up? Well, how about when men are fed up? When good men are fed up and we're done. We're tired of this bullshit. We're sick of it. Good men, us good men, we're sick of y'all's lies. We're sick of y'all's bullshit. We can still date anyway. We can still go out. We can still date. But as far as fucking relationships go, men, no. Us good men, don't know. Fuck it. Let them. They want to keep dumping us for these bad boys and everything else. Especially when you get around my age, over the age of 45, where these women, I used to date older women all the time. And they were the ones like, no, the men around our age, you know, I've already been there, done that. I know what I want now. So yeah, when women get around my age, and you start seeing that men are tired of your bullshit and you're at home alone and you're crying and everything else, and why can't I find a good man? No, you used all that up during the time that you were out there whoring around and fucking around and you didn't need a man and all this other shit. Now all of a sudden, now that you're over the age of 45, now all of a sudden you need a man? What happened to not need a, no. I'm telling you, more men will start waking up. And I've seen it. I've seen those videos where women are like, I can't find a man anymore. What the hell? What the hell? It's going to become worse for you women. Guarantee it. Anyway, y'all, we'll talk to y'all soon. This video, of course, like all my videos, are not supposed to be long, but of course they end up long. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Peace out.